Hi, welcome back. This is the second video on deployments. In previous video, we saw what are deployments and what are the advantages of using deployments over pods. Deployments has some advantages, and these will be the three major advantages. We can scale the application up and down. We can perform upgrades on the application without any downtime. And we can also version each upgrade so that we can roll back. So these are the main three advantages. In this video, we will see about scaling in detail. I am using a cluster with one manager and two worker nodes. Scaling is simply increasing the count of pods of a deployment. Based on the requirement, if there is more load on the application, we need more pods so that we will scale up the application. Means we will create more pods, and if we don't need more pods, then we will reduce the count. Scaling is simply increasing the count of pods up and down. I'll create a deployment and we will see how we can scale up the application. This is the YAML file for this deployment, and by default the replica count is 1. And I will make the replica count as 3 and also make this deployment running on port 80. Now I will create a deployment from this YAML file. Deployment has been created with 3 pods. So these are the pods. There are 2 ways in which we can increase or decrease the count of the pod. First one is directly editing the deployment, and for this we will use the edit command. kubectl edit deployment followed by the deployment name. This is in default namespace, so there is no need to give this option, but if this deployment is running on a different namespace, we will provide the namespace details. Once we use this command, we can go inside into the deployment, and here we can edit the replica count. Right now it's 3 and I will make it as 5. So this is increasing the number of pods. Once we save and exit this file, the changes will start taking effect and the count will increase. Now we can see 2 pods, they have started 3 seconds before. So this is one way of increasing, means scaling the application. There is another way of performing the same operation, and that is using the scale command. And using the scale command, I will decrease the count from 5 to 1. kubectl scale deployment followed by the deployment name and the namespace details, and followed by the replica count. Here I'll give as 1. And now we can see here the rest of 4 pods are terminating and 1 is in running status. Try again. Now we can see only 1 pod running in this deployment. As there are no other deployments running, I am just giving kubectl get deployments. Here we can see deployment app1 with 1 of 1. But how this is happening in the backend is the main concept we need to understand. Deployment object is not directly increasing or decreasing the count of pods. There is one more object which is helping deployment to do this operation. I have deleted the deployment and right now nothing is running on this cluster. I'll create the deployment once again. deployment is created, and now if you use the kubectl get all command, we can see 3 pods. A deployment is created, and there is one more dependent object which is created. It is a replica set. Deployments will create replica sets, and replica sets will create the pods. The main function of replica set is to perform this scaling operation. Here we can see there are 3 fields: desired, current and ready. The job of replica set is to make sure that the desired state and the current state match every time. Right now my desired state is 3 and the current state is 3, so there is no issues. If I increase the count, means I will make the desired state as 5. So once I increase the count, the desired state is 5 and the current state was 3. So the replica set object makes sure that both desired and current state are matching. So the main functionality of replica set object is to scale the application up and down. So deployment directly will not take care of this action. Deployment will create replica set and replica set will create the pods. There is one more functionality which is taken care by replica set, and that is healing. Right now there are 5 pods running. I'll take one pod and I will kill it. So I'm deleting this pod, and if I see, there is one more pod which is created 5 seconds before. This functionality is also taken care by replica set. So the 2 main jobs of replica set is to scale the application up and down, and if by any chance any one of the pod has corrupted or by any means it got destroyed, then it will create a new pod. To summarize once again, deployment is a independent object. Once we create any application using deployment, the deployment object will create a dependent object replica set, and replica set will create the pods based on the desired count. And the 2 main functionalities which are taken care by replica set are scaling and healing. I hope you got something from this video, and if you like this video, please share with your friends and see you in the next one. Thank you.